Hey y'all, my name is Michelle Smith.
I'm Joseph.
He has a last name, but he just doesn't ever say
Garcia.
it. And in this video, we're going to talk about how to gain followers. We're going to talk about how to gain them locally as well as globally. And we've got a few other topics that we're going to cover in this one. So I'm going to be sharing my screen in order to make it a little easier for you to see what we're talking about here. Joseph and Steph have definitely been signing a lot of distributors locally, so he's got some great tips for you in this that we're going to go over with you. And I like to grow globally as well, so we'll talk about that too. Let's get my phone connected. Voila! Okay, please do not follow us on Instagram. We do not allow for distributors to follow us, so please know that we will block you, and we'd just much rather not have to do that. So do not follow us on Instagram.
I'm not trying to be mean either.
No, it's just business. It's just business. All right, so let's go to Instagram, and here we are on my account. The first thing that I like to do to grow personally is to go to the search menu. Now, my favorite thing to do, and Joseph has his own tricks up his sleeve as well, but I like to go to the first page, and I did that just by typing in the search button. And I love makeup tutorials. Here's a great example of one right here. And so this person has had 18,325 views on her makeup tutorial. Well, what I love about this is these are recent views. So we know that these people are very active. These are people who have just recently joined, or not joined, but have just recently gone to her page. So I'll actually go look at who has viewed her. And as you can see, there's all of these people, predominantly women, who are interested in makeup. Obviously, they care about their appearance, which makes them a prime candidate for us as distributors with That Works. So I can go through if I choose to, and I can follow people who I think I would like to build a connection with. That's one way that I like to use the search box. Joseph, you can go ahead and share one way you like to use the search box.
Okay, so what I like to do in the search box basically is look up locations. Obviously, we're in Chatsworth right now, so I would look up somewhere, for example, a good restaurant, Fleming's. Okay, there's a Fleming's Prime Steakhouse, Los Angeles. So I'll go through the most recent and just click on this person right here, for example, and it'll pull up Miss Christina Marie, and boom. Okay, so obviously she's got 438 followers. Her most recent post was 22 hours ago, so she's posting often. She seems like someone that I would like to follow. So what I would do is I would just kind of like either go into her followers through here, and you can start following her followers through Instagram directly, or we can get into the apps that we use as well to start the following and unfollowing process too. So that's what I like to do, especially if you're local. Whatever your favorite place to eat is, whatever bridal registry shop, anything in general that's very close to your location, just type it in. If your navigation or your GPS is on, it's going to pull up that closest location to your house. So again, I'm more about following local people because I love, or me and my wife love to meet up with people who are local, have a cup of coffee with them for our plan, our business plan, and boom, we have great success with that. So that's another tip as well.
Yeah. Now, I tend to grow pretty much globally, and so what I do is I will find out about a salon or a spa or something like that in a different country. We're open in a lot of different countries. So say, for example, I wanted to go to Germany. I can actually search Germany, and I can type in a salon. I can actually find a name of a salon. Right here we have hashtag Germany salons. So here would be a way where I could connect to people who either work at salons in Germany, or maybe they follow salons in Germany because they go to them. So this is a great way that you can also grow globally. Now, the search box you can also use for hashtags. So let's say, for example, I type in the word weight. Well, Weight Watchers comes up for me. Weight loss comes up for me. So there's a lot of different people that we can see here who are wanting to either lose weight or they're perhaps showing their progress during their weight loss. I love to go in here and comment on someone who's showing their before and afters of their weight loss and say, wow, you're doing great, keep up the good work, and start to sort of build a relationship with them. People who lose a lot of weight sometimes need the help with the extra skin. So that's where obviously our wraps come in handy.
That's where we come in.
That's where It Works works. So this is a cool way to do that. You can use hashtags. If you are private, then typing in hashtags in order to gain followers isn't quite as useful. If you are public, then people can find you with their hashtags. So why don't we just go into why you like to be private and I like to be public, because there's no right or wrong way to do Instagram. So are you public or private?
No, actually, my wife and I are private, and I enjoy private because it allows you to filter people who are following you or requesting to follow you. So, for example, if you're requesting to follow somebody, in order for them to follow you back, if you're private, you have to accept them in. So I just like doing that because it just kind of weeds out so many people who just really aren't using Instagram that much. It's so much easier for me to work it that way. So I'm more quality over quantity in a sense with private.
Yeah, I love that. I love that with public, I get followers that I never even searched for. I didn't even try to find them. They are following me because of a hashtag I used. But as Joseph said, I do have to kind of weed out people that I don't necessarily want to follow me. So you can play with both options and kind of see what makes the most sense for you, and go from there. Again, there's no right or wrong with Instagram, and that's the beauty of it.
You know, one thing I want to say with private too is I noticed that people are more inquisitive because your page is private. So they're more apt to want to know who you are as well. So, and we'll get into more detail in that in a few episodes that we're going to be doing after this too.
Yeah. So another thing that Joseph started to talk about were apps that we use. So I'm going to go into my screen share again so that I can show you guys some of the apps that we do use that help us in terms of growing our businesses. And you know, again, there's a ton of different apps out there, so you don't have to take our word for it. We will show you what's been working for us, and you can kind of go from there. Joseph and I both love Crowdfire, and this is what Crowdfire looks like. Crowdfire is a really great way for you to follow people and unfollow people, but Crowdfire is really cool because you'll be able to connect with active users on Instagram. What do you like about Crowdfire?
My favorite feature with Crowdfire is the copy followers feature, because again, you're going to be allowed to go into someone's page, which I just showed earlier through Fleming Steakhouse, and I clicked on that one girl. Well, she's someone that I want to follow. So what I'll do is I'll type her name in through copy followers, and it's going to pull up her most recent and active followers through Instagram, which I think is great because a lot of times you're following dead accounts. So I just think that's one of the great features I enjoy about Crowdfire.
Yeah, me too. That's a really good one. There's a couple other things in Crowdfire that are kind of interesting. One section would be fans. These are people that follow you that you're not following back, but I actually really like the admirers section. So if you click on admirers, it's taking a second to load, but once it loads, you can actually see who's kind of watching you, who's really interested in what you're posting, who's been very, like, for example, here we go. So this person has commented on 2 of my photos and given me 1,594 hearts. This is obviously someone who is watching me closely. She's liking a lot of my pictures. I can go to the next one. Here's another person who has commented on 3 of my posts, and there's 1,349 likes or hearts that she's given. So that's a really cool way to know maybe who is kind of interested, if they're admiring you, and that could be a good way for you to connect with them. There's also a blacklist and whitelist section where you could blacklist people that you don't want to have come up in your feeds again. And I will say this, there's a free version of Crowdfire and there's a paid version of Crowdfire. You are limited a little bit more when you have the free version. So Joseph and I both think it's worth, investing in having the paid version because it does take away some of those limits.
If you're planning on building a business through Instagram or it works, I'm gonna highly suggest that you pay for the upgrade, because you will eventually be capped off with the free version.
Yeah. Another app that I like to use, and I don't know if you use this one too, Joseph, but it's called Followers. So when you click on Followers, it'll take you to a screen where it shows you who your new followers are, who's unfollowed you, who's not following you back, who's blocked you, and who you're not following back. So kind of the same idea, but you can actually unfollow from both apps. So it's you're kind of getting to double dip in a way. And then if you pay for the additional version of this one, it gives you more user insight. There's engagement insights. There's these different packages that'll show you quite a few things. So you can manage your account. You can also have more than one Instagram account that you can go back and forth with in this app as well. What other apps do you want to talk about?
I think those are the main those are the two main apps as far as building a business through social media with Instagram. Because again, I think the most important thing here is going to be gaining the following. And again, that's just going to be with consistency. We can talk about like the other apps for as far as pictures and stuff too.
Yeah. Do you want to do that in this video or in our next one?
It's the next one.
Okay. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned for the next one.
And there is more where that came from. All right.
Yeah, because I don't think